Hello, welcome to the Knight's Arm. We are starting a new series in EU4 after 3 unsuccessful series. So let's go through a brief history of what happened. I started off as playing the Mamluks in the hopes of forming Arabia, and I did a really successful job. I got as much of the Middle East as possible. I expanded down all the way toward this northern border of Ethiopia. I even took a province, I believe. I was doing really good. I even claimed this Mesopotamian area over here. And I battled off the Ottomans successfully twice. So I think the first time they declared war on me, or I think it was the other way around, I'm not sure. But twice, and I remember the second time I declared war on the first time I declared war on them, and I white pieced out because I just couldn't do it. But I would consider that sort of, while I was playing, I considered it a failure. But seeing how powerful the Ottomans were and seeing how stupid that decision was, the fact that I got away from that unscathed, I think I would consider that a success in looking at it in hindsight. And then I decided to, I think, declare war on them again. I'm not sure, or if they declared war on me. But the second time, I was successful. I got a bunch of their provinces over here, and due to my greed, instead of just accepting what I had and stabilized for the next couple of years, I then decided to attack Yemen, and that threw my country in a downward spiral loop. And then that was over. So something that I could replay the Mamluks, do everything I did, and just make sure that if I win a successful war, even though I'm successful, I still need to stabilize. So I had this false perception that if I fail in a war, that's when I need to stabilize. But if I'm successful, I can just declare war the next day. That's what I learned, and that was unfortunate there. Next, we played as Morocco. Now, this was a challenging nation. I knew it going in. And unfortunately, Castile, Portugal, Aragon, and France formed an alliance, and they all came down at me with brute force. And although I was allied with the Ottomans had no interest in trying to deal with that, so they left. What could have been helpful is they could have sent and blockaded this the Straits of Gibraltar here, and they could have blocked troops from coming in. That would have been really nice, but unfortunately that did not happen. And I did expand most of North Africa. My goal as Morocco would have been to conquer North Africa and sort of claim the southern Mediterranean, the African coast of the Mediterranean. So that failed. They came and attacked me. And then finally, I decided to just take a break. Let me play the most easiest nation in the game. I think the Ottomans are the most, with relative ease, you could do really good with the Ottomans. So you don't have to try that much, or with relative difficulty. Obviously, every nation is difficult, but I think the Ottomans are the least difficult. And we failed. I mean, we've expanded somewhat aggressively in the beginning, but we afforded it. I mean, it was sustainable in a way. But I decided to then attack Venice, and I don't really know what went wrong. Because I attacked Venice, I went into a lot of debt. That's the problem. And Venice, for some reason, just piled on mercenaries, and they have a really strong economy. All right, I think I know what the case is now. Venice has a really strong economy, right? They have a lot of trade going on. And so, although, despite them being a small nation, they probably don't have that many troops. I guess, the state troops. They have a small number of those. So what they did was they just hired a bunch of mercenaries, and they could afford it because of their strong economy. So that's, I think, the case with them. They hired a bunch of mercenaries, and they do have a lot of, I think they were pretty high up in tech. Probably more, I think they were a tech level ahead of me. I think that was the case. And so They brought in a bunch of their mercenaries down here. I couldn't have, I couldn't keep up with the brigades of mercenaries they were sending down here. So I had to go even more in debt, and I don't have as strong of an economy as they do. So I had to go into debt tremendously just to hire my own mercenaries to fight off theirs. And that from there it just went again down another spiral loop because I had to spend decades paying off my debt. The Mamluks took advantage the first time we white peace. Then the second time around they came in. I guess they learned from their past. They came in much stronger, and that successfully took me down. Okay, so something we've learned is don't. Oh well, in Morocco's case, I think there was really nothing I could have done. I think it was just an RNG thing. If Castile had just, allied with Portugal, if it was just them two, maybe the Ottomans would have came in. In Mamluk's case, this was a player error, right? This is my fault because I had expanded too aggressively. Even after a successful war, I still should have stabilized. And in the case of the Ottomans, I do not want to go into debt. And that's, I guess, a rule of thumb for every nation. Don't go into debt. Don't overexpand. Don't go into a war right after you finish another war. Unless, I really don't think of I can't think of an excuse in which you would do so, because in this case, I was going to say unless the nation's really small, but Yemen was a really small nation. But same thing, I think, with the Mamluks and the Ottomans. I was in a lot of debt because while I finished the war with Yemen, I declared bankruptcy, or it did so automatically because I reached my highest. I reached the limit number of loans that I could take. So, with both these nations, I learned not to go too much in debt. I think that's fair to say. So, what nation should we play as next? I could do Mamluk again and form Arabia. By the way, I could have 2 series going. So this is not like a one thing that I have to pick and I have to stick with it, because I could do 2 simultaneously. So I definitely want to do the Mamluks again and form Arabia. That's definitely my hope. And then obviously I want to form the Caliphate. So we could do another run of that and learn from our mistakes. So the Mamluks could be a nation we want to start as. And I definitely also want to do a European nation. Now, France is interesting. I'm going to have to gather up as many vassals as possible. I'm going to have to fight off the Roman Empire. I'm going to definitely embrace, I think it's Protestantism. I think I'm going to have to become Protestant in this run. Or are we already Protestant? We're still Catholic, but that probably won't last long for them. I don't like England. For some reason, I think England gets a bit boring because you're just expanding here, and then it's mostly just colonization, which could be fun. As I said, I don't want to play Castile because, I'm gonna form Spain. I have already done that. And I think that one is. I don't want to do that again. Portugal again. Portugal. The problem with Portugal is, historically, obviously, they just stayed like that, but then you start expanding here, and then it just I don't like following ahistoric routes. And if I did play as Portugal, I'm probably just going to keep my borders within this. I'll become best buddies with Castile, and it's mainly just colonization and trade for Portugal, which I'm not interested in. I could probably play as Portugal, claim a bunch of this, maybe claim big, sections of Africa, and possibly even come up to India. So what should we do? I think we definitely want to do the Mamluks again. So I'll start this series as playing the Mamluks, and then next we'll either do France, or I definitely want to give Morocco another go also. I think if we give Morocco another go, we'll just keep loading the game until we get a favorable alliance in the Iberia region. Right, if for some reason, if Castile allies, if we don't get a 3-way alliance, I think that'll be favorable. If Castile allies France, Portugal allies England, and then Aragon allies somebody else, that's going to be nice. That's what we want. We don't want Castile. Well, even if Castile allies Portugal, that's also fine. But we don't want a 3-way or a 4-way alliance. That's our enemy there. And we can give Morocco another go. So let's start as the Mamluks this round. Let's put on Iron Man mode. You can see these 2 fails over here. Can I start deleting stuff? No, we'll just I'll delete them later. So Mamluks, good. Let's start as Mamluks. We're going to form Arabia, and then we'll form the Caliphate. That's way in the far future, but we'll set that goal now, just so we know what we're doing. I have already read this, so if you want me to read this out loud, you could go look at my previous series, episode 1 of the previous series, as me playing, and yeah. So let's get rid of that. I sort of already know what's going on. Like, I already know a little bit of what the events are and what our historic context is at this time. Let's set our rivals. Karakoyunlu for sure. Ottomans for sure. And who did Austria have as a rival? Burgundy and France, huh? I'll do the Timurids, why not? Let's do the Timurids. Sure. Who do we ally? We're definitely going to get into war with Anissa over here, so we can quickly vassalize them. Or no, annex them, I'm sorry. We could vassalize Dawasir here, so we can get the benefit for the scholar. Let's look at our scholar real quick. Yeah, we can get the... Is it this one? No, I think it's the aggressive expansion impact that we can get from the Henbeli school. Yeah, so let's ally ourselves with Dawasir. And the royal marriage should kick in automatically. Do we want to ally ourselves with Tunis? What about Austria? Austria, we're definitely going to increase relations with them. Let's ally ourselves with... You must wait a day until you send another offer. Okay, let's ally ourselves with Austria for sure. Let's improve relations with you. Dulkadir, Ramazan. We probably might want to go to war with these nations really quickly, just so we can claim them and have a nice front on the northern end. Let's look at our trade situation. We have some light ships here. Let's just send you guys to... Oops. Protect trade in Aleppo. We already have 3 merchants. Wow. You guys are transferring trade down here. Why don't you just collect trade? Collect from trade over there. What are you doing here? You're automatically collected from trade because that's our region there. We have somebody transferring trade here, and then we have somebody transferring trade here. He's collecting, he's transferring, and he's transferring. Both of them are transferring up north over here. Or I should probably have them transfer trade power down here also. That actually might be smart, and then this guy obviously automatically collects. So let's actually go back to transfer. Yeah, I think the way that it had it set up in the beginning was great. We have a decent amount of troops, that's fine. We have 8 galleys, 12 transports. We probably don't need any of the transports now. Okay, let's look at who we have cored. There is an event, or a mission, I guess, where we can... I think there's an event where... Is it here? Is it a decision? Or it's I think it's the Holy Cities. So Medina needs to be a vassal of us. Is Medina a vassal? Yeah, we need to get Medina as a vassal. And once we get them as a vassal, then they can integrate and they form Hijaz. I guess. I'm not sure. And the good thing about having vassals in this case is, and something that's beneficial is we can go to war with nations and just give land to our vassals. I believe we don't take as big as of a hit in aggressive expansion. So that's going to be beneficial. And if you look at the requirements for the Caliphate, or for Arabia at least, we need Aden over here. Is this the only thing? Yeah, we need Aden and we need Senate. So we're going to prioritize coming down here because the Ottomans are, without a doubt, going to ally with some of our nations here. That's just the way the AI works, and they're going to do it to obstruct our formation of Arabia. Okay, so let's unpause. We can convert you guys into Sunni. That's going to take forever, though. Our income is good. We can lower down our army maintenance for now. We do have a root out corruption. Let's lower that down. That's fine. Okay, let's unpause. Hopefully we get some alliances going. And Tunis will ally you just so you don't ally the Ottomans. Yeah. And who knows, we could probably declare war on Fizan over here. So we can approach more of North Africa. Or gain more of North Africa. What's the development? Pretty low. I think we're better off gaining some over here, yeah. With Anissa. Who are they allied to? Akoyonlu. That's fine. Should we start fabricating a claim on them right away? I think we should. Who's our ruler? 223. Okay. For some reason, I feel like I'm rushing. I feel like I'm moving way too fast. But I only think it's because I have already done this before. Hijaz, sure. Tunis, sure. Medina still haven't offered us an alliance. I guess we gotta do it manually. Royal marriage from Dawasir. Royal marriage from Fadl. Sure. Okay, are we above our relations? Yes, so we're gonna take a hit in Diplo power. That should be fine. And we gotta prioritize getting as much military power as possible. Let's go ahead and what was I going to say? Let's go ahead and embargo our rivals. So we're going to issue an embargo there. We're also going to issue an embargo here. And who else do we need to issue an embargo with? The Timurids. Okay. We're making a lot of income. That is great. Let's go ahead and build some more light ships. I can build 2 more. Why not? And we're fabricating a claim against Anissa over here. So we're going to acquire them as quick as possible. And this will give us an opportunity to go with war with Akoyonlu as quick as possible. And we can claim, I guess, maybe 2 or 3 other provinces. So let's try to keep it slow and steady. I've never had an issue with aggressive expansion and coalitions forming. So I think that's, for beginners, that's usually a big problem because they don't know and they just claim entire swaths of land without knowing. For me, it's the debt. I tend to go into debt a lot. Okay, so this event always pops up, the Mamluk secession. Let's gain some more army tradition. Why not? And we could form some decisions. We have unrest. So the question is, do we move towards legalism or mysticism? We haven't really thought about that. And this lowers our unrest. So let's just do that and then let's think about it now. Okay, legalism. Historically, I think legalism was the Mamluks. Right? Arabia, more legal. The only country that really does mysticism is the Ottomans. I mean, including all these countries that they acquire also. They're the ones who usually go towards the mystic route. The only reason why legalism looks enticing is because of the technology cost. Because again, we are way outside of the sphere, so any technology that comes, we're gonna get delayed in acquiring it. But we don't really care for the tax and the manpower, because I think our income's gonna be strong enough. But the legalism gives me some missionary strength, which I won't need, given that most of these countries are already Sunni. I mean, there's a couple that are Shia, but those are quick to convert. It's not like it's a Catholic or something. We can use the morale and we can use the fort defense, and this is mainly against the Ottomans. We need the morale. Yeah. What's our base morale? Yeah, 0.51. That is pretty low. So you know what? We'll just make sure we go towards the mystic route, I guess. And we are guaranteeing Cyprus, so we can't vassalize them. Influence, offer vassalization. They won't accept, but they probably will once we ally ourselves with them, and once we get that going. Royal marriage from Medina, sure. The Sheikh ul Islam. Let's gain the tax modifier. And I could probably start drilling my troops. So let's go ahead and drill. Let's go merge you guys together. Let's convert you. Let's put our ruler. And let's drill you guys. And we're fabricating the claim against Anissa. They're allied with Makuria also. That's great, actually. That is a great combination there. They have 4,000, so I could probably split this up. Send some here, send some here. This might be a good war, and we might sacrifice some of the aggressive expansion at first, because right now, obviously, we're at 0. So we'll probably max it out as much as possible in this first war. Alright, so let's go ahead and move up to speed 4. The Kingdom of Italy. Yes, they don't like the Austrians, or they don't like the Holy Roman Empire. That is fine. How's our relationship with Austria going? Great. So this should be going up. How many more do I have? 49. Hopefully they ally. Ming. Chance to capture enemy ships. That sounds nice. The galley combat ability also is nice. And the trade power is nice. Let's do... Can I change this later on? I can't. So let's do the... Oh, this costs me money. Never mind. I forgot about that. Let's see if we can do any missions. We could build a force limit. This gives us morale for 25 years. Yeah, let's do that. Let's increase you guys to 10. Let's increase you to 15, and then you guys could get 20 there. And we're exactly at our force limit. Death of a merchant. I do want to use the prestige. We'll gain the prestige, although I won't use the advisor. What advisor's cheaper? Which one did they say was cheaper? Was it this one? I should have read it before I past it. Yeah, I'm not sure which one was better. All right, let's see. So this is 944. And yearly inflation reduction. I don't need any of those, so we'll just keep that there. Can we declare war on you yet? We can vassalize them. That's promising. But I do want to go to war with them. I want to capture Mercury as well, and then I also want to capture some of Akoyonu. So no thank you. Can I fabricate a claim yet? I can. Let's do it. Doesn't matter on who. Let's go ahead and bring up our economy. Our maintenance, excuse me. By bringing down our economy. Let's move towards mysticism. And I think we're ready to declare war. So we'll send you guys down there. You guys could split up. We'll send the stronger one up there. Yes, cancel. And we'll send you over there. Alright, so we'll end the episode here. We're going to declare war. Hopefully this will be a quick expansion in the front. And hopefully it's successful. So thanks for watching. As always, stay safe.